Let's define something essential to this topic that we all learned about in anatomy and physiology in high school, but it's one of those things we hardly think about anymore, like the periodic table, the quadratic formula, or Kanye West. Let's quickly talk about homeostasis.
Obesity is chronic biology plus environment.
What we found particularly shocking was just how fast weight was regained after people stopped taking medication.
Most people who stop powerful appetite medications have some degree of rebound unless they've rebuilt the lifestyle scaffolding underneath. That's not moral failure, that's homeostasis. Your body has a defended weight range. If you don't change the inputs, sleep, activity, food quality, stress, your biology will pull you back towards the old set point.
From dictionary.com. Homeostasis, the tendency of a system, especially the physiological system of higher animals, to maintain internal stability, owing to the coordinated response of its parts to any situation or stimulus that would tend to disturb its normal condition or function. I mentioned the idea that dieting wreaks havoc on your endocrine system, slightly hyperbolic, but what dieting does do is engage biologically driven compensatory mechanisms to defend its current energy balance. With things like body fat set points being a subset of homeostasis, a high body fat percentage is merely reflecting its adaptations to an environment full of abundant calories and relatively low activity levels, as well as any struggles that come with attempts to lose weight. So when you consciously decide to lower your body fat level, it should be no surprise that your body will want to fight back. Again, your body is just trying to survive. It wants to avoid uncertainty and discomfort just like you do. It's not a gaming PC with its own static internal optimal settings. But this does not mean body fat percentages and all things related are set in stone. Your homeostatic equilibrium, hormonal balances, appetite signaling, body fat set point, etc. can change. Human beings are incredibly adaptable creatures. It's one of our greatest gifts and greatest curses as a species. We can appreciate both Hamlet and Alex Jones waxing poetic about gay frogs. You, being of the class of human beings, I assume, share that very broad adaptability trait. Obese bodies look the way they do right now because, in most cases, they spent years adapting to an obesogenic environment. Thinking that it's just going to take a few weeks or months even of eating chicken and broccoli and poultry salads for their body to just be okay with adapting to a new environment with its calories suddenly restricted would be like feeding your cat salmon for years and acting surprised when it tries to claw your eyes out because you started feeding it celery. You're going to have to show your body that it's okay to let some of that stored energy go for good, that it's safe to lower its expectations and standards for body fat stores. This is going to take time, patience, and diligent work, but it can be done. People fail at dieting not because of something genetic, they're just not completely understanding of what the entire mission protocol is. They think about wanting to wear a bikini in the spring or summer and start dieting in February, or they want to look good for a wedding just a few months from now. Even if you're shooting for the moon and aiming for the stars, you're more likely to flap your arms around ridiculously and belly flop onto your patio furniture than take a flight towards your ideal weight loss goals. And this does make sense. Human beings are evolutionarily inclined to think short term. After all, our ancestors lived in scarce environments more hostile to their interests of not being suddenly eaten by carnivorous kittens, having their skulls unceremoniously bashed in by anonymous neighbors, climate fluctuations that might kill crops and induce malnutrition, or their village randomly attacked by a pack of radisauruses, etc. One of those things might be from the Flintstones, I don't know. In that kind of environment, the next potential mukbang was on site because there was little guarantee for tomorrow. The rationale was store all potential calories you can right now because food is scarce and death is a perennial bystander. Brain circuits relevant to rational, long-term thinking patterns about concepts like the future did not guarantee that you would pass on your genes, so evolution did not select for those types of traits. Nerds like me get eaten by horosauruses while trying to triangulate the diameter of my isolation using my own shadow or something. But in the modern food environment, that lack of ability to think long term has become a liability. The same brain wiring being hijacked by the economic consumption environment inducing people to consume now at the expense of their future selves is the same wiring the food environment is hijacking when people decide to eat more calories and move less today. But I slightly digress. People that struggle with weight loss see weight gain, some dietary slip-ups, or even weight gain while sticking to their diet as moral failings or some sign that they're broken at a molecular level instead of the statistical aberrations that they are. Those things are just part of the process of your brain and body adapting to a more restrictive caloric environment. You can change your mind and body to have a healthier relationship with the modern food environment if you understand the forces at work. Provide yourself a realistic timescale, think months to years, not weeks, and give yourself enough grace to fail and iterate on your personalized plan to lose your weight. Now that you understand that losing weight and keeping it off isn't some kind of quick fix, here are the actionable methods you're going to take this year so you're not just wasting time on fad diets and burning yourself out on overtraining yet again.